and then hike came along, and then I'm doing trekking. So some of these days, trekking was really hard. My body was almost giving up on many days, actually. I think out of 14 to 15 days, I just wanted the day to finish.
Okay.
I've been walking so long. I'm carrying a huge ass bag behind me, and it's not plain walking, right? It's very hard. Some of the days it was really hard.
Yeah. But it looks like very the weave and everything. It's like a green screen, like it's so inviting.
It is.
And then like I saw your like Instagram reels.
I researched it for like 6 months, and I wanted to do it, and I booked it, and I did it. And then it was a life changing experience for me. Nepal is something else. You have to be there. You have to be there. Um,
What have we got today, Situ? We have got somebody here with us, a special guest. Oh my goodness.
Yes, viewers, we have a special guest today who went to the base camp of Mount Everest, and I think it's a huge deal. So,
We're going to definitely be moving the microphone back and forth because we only have two of these things. And yeah, we're going to be asking him a lot of questions. He went through some passes. I'm not sure what's going on, but we're going to definitely break it down.
yes,
Are we
exactly.
not? Are we not? What do you want to ask him?
I have so many questions to ask. It is because I think even to go to the base camp, like it's a huge deal. It's not something that everybody can do.
Absolutely not.
You need like courage, patience, and you need to prep for like months for this and how to plan the trip. Yeah, everything. I think it's very interesting.
Without further ado, we should probably introduce our lovely friend, and thank you so much for coming here today. Milo, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Very, very good. We just want to know what's been going on with you. You went on a massive trek. And so, what has inspired you to go on a trek to the base camp of Mount Everest?
Well, ever since I moved to Australia, I was always into hiking even before moving to Australia back in 2017.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do more hiking, but Australia doesn't have high mountain peaks where you can do trekking or anything of that sort. We have hiking, we don't have trekking. So I was craving that, and I wanted to do something. And 2 years ago, I did Annapurna circuit. Which was, yeah, I researched it for like 6 months, and I wanted to do it, and I booked it, and I did it. And then it was a life changing experience for me. Nepal is something else. You have to be there. You have to be there.
What do you mean? What do you have to be there for?
Well, it's hard to explain. I'm not someone who's really into spirituality per se, like a
Yeah.
lot of people are, but it's a very spiritual country. There is a different energy there, and the people are very friendly. In Asian culture, we treat our guests as gods, and so everybody's very kind. Everybody's just looking after you, making sure you're doing okay.
That's beautiful.
And the nature, the mountains, the snow, and the spirituality, the spiritual energy there just makes you go there again and again.
Yeah.
So that's what. Then after doing Annapurna circuit 2 years ago, I wanted to come back again. I just hadn't decided what to do. Been researching it in the background, and I wanted to do Mount Everest 3 passes.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a tough project to take on, but I wanted to do it, and I'm glad I did it because it was a very humbling experience. But I'm glad I did it, and I'm here.
Also, like, what do you mean by 3 passes?
So, in Mount Everest is in region called Khumbu. It's a Khumbu region. The Annapurna circuit that I did 2 years ago, it was in Annapurna region. So it's a different region. And Khumbu region is northeast of Nepal, which borders China. And if you don't know, Mount Everest is shared
Okay.
between China
Yeah.
and Nepal.
We saw the border goes like through the center, doesn't it,
Yes,
of the mountain? Yeah,
it
right.
does. It does. So there are people who climb from the other side as well, and they climb from Nepal, mostly from Nepal side. But yeah, so in Khumbu region, there is pass is basically like a saddle. It's like a lowest point between two mountains. You pass through it. That is a pass.
Okay.
So there are 3 highest passes when you're going to Mount Everest. So that's why they are called as 3 passes. There are smaller passes as well, but then they don't necessarily count. These 3 became more famous. So a lot of people do 3 passes along with Mount Everest base camp, or they just do Mount Everest base camp, whichever works for them. So yeah.
What you were saying, it was taking like months. Earlier we were talking about this, and you were saying that it might take months to do
2
like
months
like a
to go to the top of the
Well,
mountain.
that was that. If you want to summit Mount Everest, that takes takes about minimum 2 months.
How long did you do this for? This
I
trip?
did this for like 15, 16 days, but I just
yeah.
did Mount Everest 3 passes with Everest Base Camp. So that is what I signed up for. That is what I did. Yeah, I do wanna at some point wanted to do, thinking of doing maybe Mount Everest, but I think there is a lot that involves, especially money, and also who has that kind of money lying around, and also the amount of time it takes. It takes about 2 months to prepare for it, the whole thing, and sometimes you may not even do it, like because the weather goes bad, or your body needs to be in optimal position as well. So it's a lot of risk there. So yeah.
And yeah, and then like also when talking about climbing mountains, was it something like a hobby of yours to climb mountains when you were like a teenage or like something? And then also, do you remember your first hike, and then where was it?
I think as a kid, I didn't have any aspirations to do any of this. But then when I moved to Bangalore, Karnataka has plenty of trails where you can climb mountains. Not mountains per se, but then you can do hiking, trekking, and you can do small summits and stuff like that. So, and then, yeah, you work in the IT, I work in the IT, and you have Saturday, Sunday free, and you have a lot of friends you stay with, and you tend to make plans to we can go away and spend time in nature. And then that was one way I started doing hiking. And I mean, I can proudly say that I'm the one who used to organize hiking or trekking trips. My
Yeah.
friends used to go to like temples and stuff, because that is the way people go out about back in India, mostly, at least back in 10, 15 years ago. You just go to, they love long drives, they go to see a huge temple or, religious places and stuff like that. And some people do hiking and some people go to the beaches. A lot of people are beach people. I was more into
Like
mountains.
us Aussies.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Love that for you, but I love mountains. I love in nature. I think I love greenery a lot. So I love that challenge of going up, and then you are rewarded with amazing scenery or the views. It's like an accomplishment in a way. So also it gives me a sense of control that I can do something. So
Yeah.
that's why I think like hiking and trekking a lot. Yeah.
Did you like ever thought like one day I will
Get to Mount Everest.
yeah. Did you ever thought like
I I have I have
Massive feat, yeah.
I have
Yeah.
aspirations, yes, but I've done research about it. It takes a lot. There are people, Mount Everest is 8,468 meters, I think. I could be getting that wrong.
Wow.
But it's very high. It's very high. So a lot of people, what they do is they start with 4,000-meter passes or mountain peaks summit. They start with 4,000, then they move to 5, they move to 6, then 7, and then 8. So we call as 6,000ers, 7,000ers, 8,000ers.
okay.
So are 5,000ers. So once you do 1 or 2 5,000ers, and then you know where your body is, you know
Yeah.
what you are capable of doing it, and then the next challenge comes, which you try for 6,000ers.
Yeah.
So it's a eventual thing. Like just like in running or swimming, you start with 5K, then 10K, and then half marathon, then full marathon, right?
Yeah.
In the same way, this is the same thing. So people who do Mount Everest, they actually, a lot of them, they do 7,000ers, 8,000ers for a couple of years before attempting Mount Everest. So it's not an easy thing. It's a
Yeah.
huge project to take on. You need to have a lot of money, a lot of time on you. But where there is a will, there is a way, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, so the planning and stuff of this, like what do you sit down and do? Because I'm like a planner, itinerary on a Word doc, kind of, all the websites are there, all that sort of thing. How do you get it in your head, and then what do you?
Contacting people in Nepal.
Yeah, what do you do to kind of plan it and put it all together? I suppose,
Well,
like,
when
correctly, so that it's successful.
Yeah. When I did Annapurna circuit 2 years ago, which had a pass, Thorongla Pass, which is 5,310 meters, and I knew that I wanted to supersede that, do something little bit better than that or more challenging than that. And I was looking for any treks that are longer and that has few of such of these challenges.
Yeah.
And 3 passes trek. I originally wanted to do Island Peak with 3 passes.
And that's higher, isn't it? Because
That's really
6,000
high.
or something.
6,190 meters.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do that. So I just had that in mind that I want to do that. It's 18 days. It's a good challenge to take on. And I just started looking into different tour agencies, looking into how much they're charging, what includes, what excludes, and also how many days they take. Some people take the whole thing for 20 days. Some people do it in 16 days. Some people do it 18 days. So it's another challenge. If you want to do it slowly, then you can do it 20 days. If you want to do it like quickly, 16 days. It just depends. But at the end of the day, whatever you decide, whatever your body decides, your guide follows you. So your
Yeah.
guide will change plans accordingly if he feels that you are ready for it.
Oh, all right.
So sometimes, or whatever plan is for 18 days, it can go to 16 days also, because if you're good, you're fit,
Yeah.
so you want to just move ahead and do more. So I looked into budget. I looked into the challenges that it involves and
Timing, yeah.
timing, and then yeah, I just planned it that way. And I've always been active in my life,
Yeah.
so that helps. That always helps. I don't necessarily need to plan anything around that area, whether
Yeah.
how active, how fit I am. But then people who are not have not done something like this, I think you need to ask yourself how much walking you can do in a day, how much inclination, how much declination, how is your health, do you smoke, do you drink, those kind of things. Because these hiking, these trekkings that we are talking about, there are places where you go so up high in the mountains that oxygen levels drop. And you don't want to have any kind of health issues. So normally whenever you go for these things, you usually get your health insurance in place just in case something happens as
Happens,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, right. So heart attacks and what are we talking like, dehydration and hypothermia.
And then like also like I
things
heard
like that.
something like when you go higher, it will start filling your brain with water, kind of thing.
Your insides freeze and that's it. You just can't do anything else.
Yeah, like
you're
something
dead.
like that.
Maybe that could be a little bit of paraphrasing, maybe to
You're wrong.
to name a symptom,
Yeah.
maybe. But look, when you go higher up, your body. So the thumb rule is when you're moving up, you don't do more than 500 meters elevation. So when I say elevation, I don't mean so distance could be 18. You could be doing 20 kilometers, but then your elevation may not be going up. So elevation is how much up you're going. So
Yeah, we noticed that. Yeah.
so when I started in Lukla is where I flew from Kathmandu by a small flight that takes about 12 to 14 people.
I'm going to talk about that airport in a minute. Go.
Oh. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so when we start from Lukla is 2,800 in elevation, whereas Kathmandu is like 1,400 meters. So you have already gone 1,400 up because of your flight, right?
Right, yeah.
So you need to stay there. You don't wanna make your body go through something which it is not ready for. So you need to make your body acclimatized to that elevation as well because you're going above the
So
sea
like
level.
we are talking about the day one.
Yes, day one.
Okay.
Day one. Anyway, I'll go to that later. But then
Yeah.
the thumb rule is you're not supposed to go more than 500 meters. So that's why they have to divide the length into so many days. Even if one particular day you're doing only 6 kilometers, because you don't want to do more than 500 meters in a day. That's the
Okay.
reason. Even though it is possible that you can do the whole thing in 10 days, but acclimatization is really important. So that's why they give you one night for your body to get acclimatized and then you move up accordingly. Yeah.
So like it's basically even though you want to do the whole thing like uh, quickly as possible,
Yeah.
but still you need let your body to like adapt.
Yes, you need to. You need to. Because there are people, I'm sure it has been attempted before, they think they're too fit and then they just think that, oh, I only did 6 kilometers today. I think I'm feeling fine. I can do more. And then
Yeah.
they'll skip one stop and then they go to the next stop and then doing more than 500-meter elevation. So if they go...
What happens to them?
So you get nausea, you get headaches,
Yeah.
your body dehydrates.
Wow.
And so there are a lot of headaches and your body starts feeling you don't sleep well as well, and oxygen levels obviously are going lowering as you go up.
You
also
taking pills and stuff for the nausea and...
you have to
Yeah.
if you wanna make sure you are adjusting well
Yeah.
to the environment. But it is ideally your guide, whoever you're with, they'll tell you not to. They'll tell you not to go do more than 500 meters. So they'll make you stay there. But there are people who do it on their own as well because all the pathways are marked, fully marked. So there are people who do it on their own as well. They have
Do
all
you think they will succeed? Like,
uh, it depends how much experience they have in hiking and trekking and navigation and stuff like that.
I think still there's a huge risk
It is a huge risk
for them.
Yeah, if you are coming from a place where there are a lot of mountains and you have good experience spending time in snow, then there is a good chance you'll survive. But a lot of people take their navigation machines and they have it on their mobiles and stuff like that. So they have multiple sources of electricity available just in case something happens. And then they carry SOS machines as well, so that in case something happens, they can just call up someone as well.
Do they have like mobile signals on
Oh
the top?
yeah, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think that depends on the phone you're carrying, but most people carry satellite phones. So satellite phones are easier to make calls and stuff like that. Otherwise, you usually use Wi-Fi.
You're worried you won't be able to scroll, is that right?
so.
Yeah.
And then also I need to know like about the, like importance of, we call them Sherpas, right?
Yeah.
So how important is a Sherpa for a climber, like even though like you have experience, but I think they play like a huge role
Yeah, yeah.
for
So
a
the-
climber.
Yeah, and we were just debating on what role they would play, how much they help, what they can and can't do, and what advice they're giving you. But the situation was
What
like
do they basically do?
they give you choices, but you take the choices.
Well,
Oh no, you can explain.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can call my guide as Sherpa because Sherpas are basically they do summit.
Okay.
Mountain summits. So, mount summits and stuff like that, where you have all the ropes and you
Above the
climb up.
base camp.
Yeah, above the base camp. Those are called Sherpas.
Okay.
The one who take you on a hike, they are just guides.
Okay.
But guides aspire to be Sherpas at some point as well.
Okay.
So a lot of people, the career pathway for all these people starts as porters.
Okay, which means like
Yeah,
carrying stuff like
carrying
water, food.
Yeah, carrying big ass bags which are 30 kilos to 60 kilos.
Didn't you carry your own kind of food and stuff like
I did.
in your
I
backpack?
did. I did.
So that's why you didn't have it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a porter, but a lot of people hire a porter and then they carry all that stuff. You'll just carry a small bag with a water bottle and few, sneakers and stuff like that. Yeah. So they start as porters and then they do it for a couple of years. After that, they become assistant porter and then they become guide, and then from guide they become Sherpa, stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow. And then
He's got all the questions.
I'm just like collecting thoughts.
What about clothes? I want to know about clothes, and because I don't like to wear many clothes, and I get hot and cold really quickly.
Level too bad.
And well, that's right, yeah. But I noticed some people are just in a pair of leggings when they're walking up, to the base camp. There's other people.
I think
that
those
are,
can be thermals.
Yes, they are thermals.
Okay, well,
Knowing you, I know
Knowing
you will be
you.
laying multiple layers if you go there.
Probably.
Probably you would never go there actually. but-
probably.
Yeah.
This is why you're here, so you can live the experience
Yeah.
for us. So
Well, there is something called thermals, obviously, which are very, very lightweight, and
just water get in your shoes and all those sorts of mishaps
Ice?
happen.
that happens.
Yes,
That happens.
and how uncomfortable.
That's why you carry multiple layers of socks and stuff like that. So I was carrying 2 pairs of thermals, tops and bottoms. And then I was carrying a couple of t-shirts and a pair of socks and thongs.
And washing and stuff like that. What about when you did your washing? Like,
When
The comforts of home stuff.
well, I had to do it on my own because I didn't want to pay for it.
Oh, do you have to wash your clothes?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. Like I mean, wash in the sense.
Wring them.
In that cold weather.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was fun. I liked it. I liked
I
it.
can imagine Milo's washing like.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, on the boards.
But you know,
The
but
old
you know,
school.
when you're trekking, you have to calculate your
Okay.
timings, right? When you know that, oh, it's a good day, I can wash my clothes. I've reached the destination quicker. Like some days I'll finish the hike by 11 a.m. or 12. I start at morning 7. I finish by 11 a.m. Then I have until the end of the day to dry my clothes. I'll just wash it quickly, put it out there, and I'll dry
Also,
it.
like, will
Because
it get
because
dry quickly?
it
Is it
depends.
humid?
It's not humid.
It's not
It's
humid.
not humid.
Cold air dries clothes, though.
Yeah.
That's
Ah.
yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't dry, and then you just put them in a plastic bag, and then you do it the next day.
Yeah.
So that's the only choice you have. What else can you do?
Wow,
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I would have a problem with that, and
Yes,
it'd
you
be
do.
like there'd be mold and smell and all sorts of things, and oh goodness me.
Yeah, we know how.
I think Philip, you would need 2 porters for carrying your clothes.
Yes. He will need like 5 people.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're saying all this, guys, but you know, high maintenance, perhaps is that what it is? And then, look, I just need to ask the personal questions as well. Toileting, showering, washing. I know
And
those
then-
sorts of things aren't too important, probably in
Yeah.
a situation like
I
this.
mean,
but
like, it's
They are.
important.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
You eat, you sleep, you shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
They
right.
are important.
Yeah.
But
Not to get too intimate, but I mean, you coped with all of that
Everybody
I did.
shits.
I
It's
did.
not intimate.
stuff. Well, even the Queen used to shit, true? I mean,
Yeah.
that's true.
unless you have IBS issues.
Yes,
you
right.
go
Yes,
on for a
right.
week without it. Or if you haven't had a coffee in the morning, then that's
Yeah.
another thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Look,
He's talking about me.
unless you're doing summits, like I don't want to name drop Mount Everest every time, but
Yeah.
there are other mountain summits also there. Like there is Amadabla is another mountain which is about 7,000. I need to get my numbers right. It's a beautiful mountain. It's yeah. I'll get in. It will be controversy to say, but I find Ahmedabad more prettier than Mount Everest. It's also summiting Ahmedabad is more technical than Mount Everest. So
okay.
you may be able to do Mount Everest easily, but Ahmedabad is not that easy. It's much more tougher. Even though it is not the same height, it's like
Is
much-
it because of the route?
yeah, it's very very technical. You really need to know how you climb and stuff like that. It's very steep as well. Like Mount Everest, there could be an inclination, but here it's very steep. So you're just fighting gravity as well. So it's much more harder. So yeah, sorry. Coming back to your question, unless you're doing those summits,
Yeah.
in which case you will be staying in tents. So in that situation, you do it in the open, or you do it. You will create a situation where. And the thing is, human body is amazing. When you are
Yeah.
up that high, it knows that you are in no position to do stuff like that. It somehow stores for few days. Or-
Yeah, like
So it-
also like I think it depends on the amount of food that you
Yeah.
eat. Like so, did you eat like so much food or like how many meals
Well,
you
okay.
had?
Now that I mentioned, I did not stay in tents. So
Okay.
the Mount Everest 3 passes trek, which I did, in which every pit stop you go to, there are guest houses.
Ah,
it's like
okay.
it's like small town, which like 10 to 12 houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, notice that. Yeah. And it's villages along the way.
Yeah, villages along
Yeah.
the way, and then so they have been marked in such a way that you can do it on your own as well. To be honest, so your guide usually takes care of these things. They book it in advance, or they have particular guest house they go to every time they do hiking with any of the people who are doing hiking. So they don't have to book it in advance also sometimes. But there were some places when I was going towards Mount Everest, uh, because the more up you go, there will be less villages and there will be more hotels, and it is the seating capacity, everything is limited as well. So you need to book it. Are you ju- you if you didn't book it, then you need to find a way to sleep somewhere.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you need to book everything in advance, including the places that you are going to stay.
Yeah, but if you are going with a tour agency, you don't need to do that. The guide takes care of it.
They will do it
They'll
for.
do it for
Okay.
you. So because they are your guide, they take care of your food, they take care of your accommodation, everything. Yeah, you just have to hike and survive.
So, like, which means, like, if there's villages, like, in every stop,
Yeah,
you don't need to carry so much.
you don't need to carry your food.
Okay.
You can carry
Oh,
some
of course.
snacks. You can
Yeah.
carry some snacks which you want to eat on the way, depending upon your appetite, obviously. And then you need to carry water for yourself, depending upon how much kilometers you're hiking. If it is a long way, you want to carry more water. But if it is a small, then you might be okay with just a kilometer, just a liter or two of water. Yeah.
So, like, also talking about these villages and what kind of, what do you think about their lifestyle, like, in the mountains? Because obviously, it's not just like people who are living in the city. Do you think, like, it's comfortable for them, or
Well, I think,
they are used to it?
yeah.
Well, they're self-sustainable. That's what I saw in,
Yeah, they
in
are.
my
They are.
research.
They
Yeah,
are,
they've
they are.
got cows, they've got chickens, they've
Yeah.
got crops, they've got all sorts of things that they just live there. They don't need a supermarket.
Yeah,
Clearly,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And also these houses, they also hire porters
Okay.
to carry stuff from down to up and up to down.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw somebody carrying a door,
Yeah.
like a
yeah.
door.
Yes,
Up
yes.
on his back.
Yes.
Up the mountain.
Yes,
So
yes.
just
They do because
Bunnings materials.
Yes, that is something you can't use a yak or a donkey or a horse for.
Yeah.
Those yak and donkeys and horse, all these cattle, they use it for other stuff like gas cylinders and food.
Wow.
And
and
right, yeah, all all that stuff, food stuff. But these doors and stuff, it has to be a human being because
Yeah,
how to carry that. So yeah, so you hire these people, they'll bring that stuff to you, and then you pay them in money or you pay them in food or any other means. So.
And then, like, I saw all these streams coming from the mountains.
Yeah.
I think they are like a very pure water that I think it's ice melting and
Yes, yeah,
creating all
yeah.
those streams.
Yeah.
Can you drink that water?
No. No.
Why?
Because
I thought like you can because
you
it's
can,
like
yeah,
looks
but
very clean.
ideally you can, but you don't know who is paying in that, and you have a lot of cattle drinking water from it.
Yeah.
And a lot of sand comes through along with it. So it's not necessarily drinkable water, but then also when I was there, I was using water purifying tablets,
Ah, okay.
which I was adding to the water, drinking it because I'm not acclimatized to the food and water there. I don't want to get sick during my trekking, so I would do that. But then people do that. People, guides and everything, they were drinking from it.
I was telling him like earlier, I heard that people die like on the top.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, it might not be like usable, like if those ice are melting and then it's coming down. Yeah. But it looks like very, the weave and everything, it's like a green screen, like it's so inviting.
It is.
And then like I saw your like Instagram reels, and then at one point you were like very emotional, and like
Yeah.
tears in your face and everything. What did you felt at that moment, like
Feel. What did you feel?
what
Well,
did you feel, like what kind of emotions?
honestly speaking, it was a accumulation of a lot of things. Before going to Nepal, I was going through some emotional stuff. I'm a very emotional person, and I'm not afraid to be vulnerable. So
That's why we love you, Milo.
thank you.
Because you're just
Yes.
real, isn't he? He's just
Yeah.
real. He's just a real human being.
Love you back. So I'm a very emotional person, and then there was some stuff that was going on, and then hike came along, and then I'm doing trekking. So some of these days, trekking was really hard. My body was almost giving up on many days. Actually, I think out of 14 to 15 days of hiking that I did, on
Can you like explain on that, like how like did you have like
Giving up.
a difficulty on breathing or like joint pains?
No, it was just like I just wanted the day to finish.
Okay.
I've been walking so long. I'm carrying a huge ass bag behind me, and it's not plain walking, right? It's very hard. Some of the days it was really hard. Not so much so the distance, but the trail itself was a little bit technical. Somewhere you are climbing too high with your bag on it, so it was very difficult. And in on some of the days I did pass as well, so which was one of the most difficult ones. So when you finish it, when you do physically drilling activity like this, and when you finish it, all your emotions come to the surface, and you're feeling so many things in heightened. So I was feeling a lot of things. Everything that was going in my head, that just came to the surface. And I just sat in the living room, and I just didn't cry like a baby, but then yeah, tears were rolling out, and I was just feeling it, and I just wanted to feel it, so I just cried that day.
Like at the same time, a sense of achievement and elation and adrenaline that you've done this and you've put your body through this physical stuff through the day. That also affects your brain and how you think. And
Yeah.
when you do have that chance to just stare at the wall,
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
register of stuff. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
like,
it
I'm
does, it does. Yeah, I mean,
picking up what you're putting down.
was, it was.
And then like at the same time I was like watching your reels, and I was thinking to myself, like what kind of a strength should he have? Like it's not like you are traveling with maybe 10 people or like a group of people. You are just going by yourself.
Yeah.
And then you should have this strength or courage, like I don't know like how to say it, to enjoy yourself
Yeah, yeah.
by yourself,
Yeah,
and just feeling all these emotions and enjoy your time with yourself in
Yeah.
that kind of a very hard track.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I was mesmerized by that,
Thank you.
a thing.
He still
It is
hasn't
like I
watched
don't
that
think
from me yet.
everybody
I
can
can't
do
wait.
that.
Yeah. Well, honestly speaking, we have been speaking a lot about physical strength and physical fitness, but it also takes your mental strength as well. You
Yeah.
really need to. Your body won't move if you mentally you don't think you can. So mentally you need to be strong as well. And I
That's
think
right. Yeah, I
And I
agree.
think, and I think when you spend so much of time by yourself, you learn to be okay. You find a way to make it through.
Yeah, like it's a different set of mentality. Even like sometimes I will feel like, it's just so lonely or something. I will miss like friends and everything. It is but to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's like a huge deal.
it is. I've been lucky to have found friends who understand me, and I can be completely be myself with them, because that's I'm really grateful for them, because I don't have to put any mask in front of them. I can say whatever I
Yeah,
want.
exactly.
I can just cry, or I can just talk about what is bothering me. So, but then, you know, none of them like to hike as much as I do. I
Yeah.
don't know why I have this thing that I physically grilling hikes I do.
Yeah, you won't get me out there, sorry.
Well, yeah.
And then like also you are a runner as well.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't run in a while. I'm going to start that again. But then, yeah, I used to be a runner as well. I mean, I love running. I started again. In fact, yesterday I ran a short run. So,
What kind of differences you find between running and climbing, like hiking? What kind of challenges?
I think it comes down to the terrain that you're doing this on.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're doing on a flat road, like runners also, there are two kind of runners: road runners and trail runners.
Ah, okay.
Road runners just run around the house and they run on the roads and stuff like that. But trail runners, they run in trails where surface is uneven. The chances of you tripping and falling are high. So trail running is much more difficult than road running. Believe me, you have to be so uh, available. You have to be mindful, observant of your surroundings, because if you mindlessly I don't wanna sound like someone who doesn't like road running. I love road running as well, but in road running you can just close your eyes and keep few steps. You can still be on the road, but then in trail you need to be mindful of where you're stepping as well. If one fall goes wrong, your ankle hurt and then you're hurt. So I think trail running is much more harder, and so running is very athletic, aerobic activity, whereas this one is hiking and trekking supposed to be low aerobic quality because you're walking. But since you're doing at a high inclinations and there's a lot of elevation is involved and a lot of oxygen levels are also dropping, it becomes much more harder as well. So that's the difference, I would say. Running may not be as risky as hiking can be, depending
Yeah.
on where you're doing it. So yeah.
So we've got a bit of a lighting issue at the background there, but how are you trekking in the snow there, Milo? Because trekking in dirt and in the bush is good and probably easy, but in the snow, I mean,
Yeah.
you've got spokes, perhaps you've got to have spiky boots, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes, you have crampons. So they're basically you can stretch them out and put it around your shoes, and they have spikes on them. So
Okay.
so it's like they are in your shoes. You don't even know it. So when you walk on snow, they because of the spikes, it holds the ground well so that you don't slip.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But then if you walk with that on a surface which is not ice, then you will lose the spikiness. It makes a lot of sound as well. So you need to take it off. So you need to make a decision whenever you're hiking at what point you want to remove them because you are okay. Because yeah, I was so worried about falling down.
So like how slippery is the surface?
It's really, especially if a lot of people have walked that path. So what happens is ice goes way inside, and the snow is not at the top anymore. It just becomes like it gets hardened, and when you
Yeah.
put your foot on, the crampons are not necessarily holding space for you there. When you put your foot on, you have to be like very very careful. You can slip as well. So it just depends. So that's why you need to make sure when you're hiking, you're hiking in a place where it will not slip because you can fall down, because a lot of the times you're going up and down. Yeah.
What we're going to do today is we're going to have microphones that are going to be moved around. Okay, because we do have a special guest with us. I'm just going to test this out.
Hi viewers, today we have a special guest who climbed the world's tallest mountain.
Say something.
Did I?
Yes, you did. He is tall as the tallest mountain in the world, and his name is Milo.
All right.
By the way, I did not.
Oh.
Which you...
Tampons.
Crampons.
Tampons. Sit. God.
You wanna cut that out.
We can do that later. We can do that later.
We can put it for bloopers.
Crampons.
Coupons.
No, crampons.
Okay. Yeah.